Naruto and Sasuke ran at full speed toward one another. The distance, which seemed like a mile, began to close. The sound of 1,000 birds was heard throughout the area. As Sasuke ran forward, the ground underneath his Chidori began to break like grass, subjected to a high pitch. Naruto's Rasengan was a perfect orb, with chakra spinning inside of it. Sasuke pulled his arm back. Naruto did the same with his right hand, both preparing to thrust forward their trademark attacks. Both warriors thrust their arms toward one another, and before their jutsus made contact, they yelled, "Rasengan! Chidori!" Both jutsus made contact. There was a big flash of light emitted from the jutsus that caused everyone to squint. When the light died down and both figures were visible, everyone saw both warriors trying to overpower the other. Kakashi was looking on in shock. Jiraiya was wearing a grin, and Sakura looked like she was worried. Sakura was about to say something to Kakashi, but before she could, an explosion had occurred. She quickly turned away from the copy ninja to see what had happened between Naruto and Sasuke. Both warriors were flying back in the direction that came. Naruto did a flip mid-flight too and landed on his feet. He stood as if nothing had happened. Sasuke did the same. Sasuke was furious that his attack didn't work. He had put everything he had, and it was cancelled out. But that wasn't really the thing that made him furious. What really pissed him off was that Naruto was standing there as if he was unfazed by his attack at all. Sasuke thought to himself, how the hell can he stand there and act like that didn't faze him? I know he's hurt. The dope is just acting tough. No matter. I'll prove that I'm stronger. Naruto was a little surprised that his attack was equal ground, but he wasn't that surprised since he didn't put everything he had into it. Naruto thought to himself, I should have pumped more chakra into my Rasengan. I wouldn't be standing there all nonchalant. This is going to be so fun, but he has no idea that I'm still holding back. Jiraiya wondered why Naruto didn't pump more into his Rasengan. He knew what Naruto was capable of with that technique, and by no chance should the Chidori should have equaled it in power. He spoke his thoughts. Naruto, why didn't you put more power into the Rasengan? Tsunade looked at Jiraiya. You're telling me that he's not going all out? Jiraiya realized that he spoke out loud. He cursed himself for that. He wanted Naruto to surprise them with what he was holding back. To keep the surprise, the Toad Hermit decided to keep his answer short. No, he is not going all out. Everyone's attention turned to Jiraiya. He could sense that everyone was looking at him. Some probably wanted to ask questions. He responded before anyone could question him on how he knew that Naruto was holding back. Don't worry, you will all see in due time. Naruto looked at Sasuke. He smirked. Then he spoke. Hey Sasuke, let's take this up a notch. Sasuke gave his infamous smirk. Sure, let's do that. Sasuke vanished from sight. Naruto's eyes went wide. He didn't even see where Sasuke went until he felt the kick planted on his chin. Naruto was suspended in midair. Sasuke appeared directly behind him. Naruto turned his head slightly to see a smirking Sasuke. From here on out, it's all original, the Uchiha stated. Sasuke threw a punch with his left, expecting Naruto to block it. He swung around, making Naruto think that he was going to kick with his right leg. He then planted the back of his left hand, which was balled up into a fist, into Naruto's face. Naruto was sent hurling into the ground. Sasuke punched him in the stomach with his right hand, and then he followed it with his left. Both punches was followed by Sasuke doing a front flip that landed on Naruto's stomach. Sasuke yelled, "Lion's Barrage!" Sasuke bent his body so he could do a backflip. He smiled as he looked at Naruto. Everyone else looked on. Konohamaru, Yumi, and Tsunade looked on in shock. Everyone else seemed to expect this. Hanabi looked at Konohamaru then laughed. You said he was going to kick whose ass? Pathetic. He stood no chance. Konohamaru couldn't say anything. She was right. Naruto was lying before Sasuke, beaten. From what he could see, Naruto was passed out. He was hoping that his brother would knock the arrogant Uchiha down a bit. He wasn't the only one. Neji had wanted this too. Jiraiya was cool as a cucumber. He didn't look surprised about what just happened. Jiraiya just smiled. Neji caught on to this. Something wasn't right. He believed the old man knew something. Hinata was hoping that Naruto got back up. No one took notice, but she was glaring at Sasuke. Sasuke stood there triumphant. He began to speak. You have improved, dope, but I'm still better. Do you really think you were better than me? It's sad her girlfriend had to see this, but you're too weak to do anything. I am your better. Know it and understand it. The golden fox, more like the beaten kitten. Still think of me as the dead last I see. Familiar voice stated. Sasuke's eyes went wide. He looked at Naruto, who was in a crater. Naruto turned into a huge rock. Sasuke's eyes narrowed out of anger. Naruto had escaped his lion's barrage. Everyone looked behind them to see Naruto standing on a tree branch, arms folded, while leaning on the trunk of the tree. He jumped down and landed behind everyone that was gathered. He walked up to Yumi, who was happy that he was okay. He smiled at her and spoke. Don't worry, that kick was weak. Anyway, I had to kick everyone's precious Sasuke. Tsunade and Jiraiya laughed at the remark. Neji grinned at it. Lee and Guy's jaw were hanging at what Naruto said. Before Naruto proceeded, he stopped and looked at Hanabi with cold eyes. It seems that you are wrong about me. I think it's time that I show everyone that Sasuke isn't so great. Since he said I was pathetic, I will leave you with no doubts about my ability after this battle. Naruto turned to look at Jiraiya with a serious look, then he smiled. Pervy Sage, I think it's time I become the feather, don't you think? Jiraiya nodded with a smile. Do what you want, just don't embarrass him too much. Not a problem, Naruto stated. He walked until everyone was at least 10 feet behind him. If looks could kill, then Sasuke's glare would have killed Naruto. Naruto just kept on smiling. You're probably wondering how I escaped from the technique you stole from Lee. Well, it wasn't hard. When he brought down your foot down to kick me, I shielded my chest area with chakra, much like how Neji does. I then used a substitution with a nearby rock, and the rest is self-explanatory. Sasuke's eyes remained narrowed at the cubic container. He was pissed that Naruto escaped his mind's barrage without a scratch. He closed his eyes to calm himself. He then smiled. He still had a few aces up his sleeve, so he shouldn't get too worked up. Sasuke thought to himself, I could use the Mangekyo power. He's fast. My Sharingan doesn't have time to efficiently counter. Well, the Mangekyo would help as long as I don't use Tsukuyomi, Amaterasu, or Susanoo. With the Mangekyo, I'd be able to predict his movements better and counter accordingly. The regular Sharingan couldn't keep up with his speed, but these eyes will. Naruto, you should consider yourself lucky. You're the second person who has forced me to use the Mangekyo. He opened his eyes. Naruto wondered what Sasuke had planned. He then realized what happened when Sasuke had opened his eyes to reveal the Mangekyo. Naruto got into a battle stance. His eyes now were directed at Sasuke's feet. Part of Naruto's training was to prepare him to fight Itachi. He knew how to predict an opponent's movement through their feet. He knew that Sasuke could do what Itachi did to Sasuke so many years ago. Naruto, you're the second person that I've shown these eyes to. You should feel honored. These eyes are more powerful than the regular Sharingan. I hope you're ready to lose, dope, Sasuke said confidently. Naruto got into a fighting stance. Naruto took off towards Sasuke. When he prepared to throw a right to Sasuke's face, Naruto found that a foot was placed into his stomach before his punch could connect. Sasuke punched Naruto in the face with his left hand. He stumbled back. Sasuke flipped over Naruto, landing behind him. He then did a roundhouse with his left foot, which connected with Naruto's head. This sent him flying in the distance before he hit the ground and skidded a few feet before coming to a stop. Sasuke stood in his fighting stance with an aura of superiority. Naruto got up. His black short-sleeved shirt looked ragged. Smudges of dirt were plastered on his face. Sasuke had smudges of dirt on his face as well. His black long-sleeve Uchiha shirt was tattered, but not as bad as Naruto's. The group of watchers were focused on this high Jonin level, the Kage battle. A voice from behind caught everyone's attention. It seems everyone is right here, right, Akamaru? The dog walking beside the boy with a gray jacket, black shirt underneath. Black shorts that ended 2 inches above his black sandals. Hinata walked up to pet the white dog. So, Naruto is fighting Sasuke. Akamaru smelled the prisons. I was surprised when I got back from my mission to hear Akamaru tell me that Naruto was here. Kiba spoke to Hinata. She looked at him while petting Akamaru. Yes, Naruto and Sasuke are fighting. Hinata turned her head to look at Naruto. Sasuke is using the Mangekyo, so I don't know how he plans to win, Hinata commented sadly. Everyone heard noise near the tree Naruto was in a few minutes or so ago. They turned their heads to see Ino and Shikamaru. The two looked like they were fighting. Shikamaru, why are you complaining that I asked you to come here with me? You weren't doing anything but laying in your backyard looking at the sky, Ino stated. Coming here to see Naruto and Sasuke fight doesn't interest me. I'm sure that they could have resolved these issues without me being a spectator. Ino just grabbed Shikamaru while she leapt off the tree onto the ground. They both landed and joined the rest of the ninjas that were watching the battle. Ino looked at Sakura. She wondered what was going through Sakura's mind. Sakura, are you okay? Ino asked. Yes, I'm fine, Sakura answered. Yumi saw Ino standing by Sakura. The last time she saw the girl, she had offered to take her mother to the hot springs to relax. Yumi walked over to Ino, followed by Konohamaru. Excuse me, Ino, but do you know where my mother is? Ino took her attention off of Sakura to look at Yumi. Oh, my. Asked that I escort to the hotel. She said she was tired. Yumi smiled at the girl. Thank you, Ino. Shikamaru walked up to Tsunade and Jiraiya. So, how's Naruto doing? Shikamaru asked. He doesn't seem to be faring too good. Sasuke just activated his Mangekyo and he has the advantage in speed now. He's beating Naruto to a pulp, as you can see, the 5th pointed out. Sasuke won't have the advantage for long, Jiraiya stated, never taking his eyes off his student. Everyone who heard what he said turned to face him. Neji looked at the Toad Hermit. Care to clarify? Jiraiya closed his eyes and smiled. He then opened his eyes to face the Hyuga prodigy. Naruto has yet to reveal his true power. Watch, because this fight is about to get real interesting. Kakashi decided to speak to Jiraiya. Lord Jiraiya, with all due respect, how do you figure Naruto isn't going all out? It looks like he's doing everything he can to keep up with Sasuke, but he's failing horribly. Jiraiya gave Kakashi a look of disgust. You're like Sarutobi Sensei in many aspects. Always put your time and energy into the student you favored among all the others. You don't know and will never know what Naruto is capable of, because everyone believes that it's better to train a genius than someone who would have to actually put effort into training. You ignored him, pushed him to the side so you could focus on Sasuke. Your sensei never did that, Kakashi. He would be disappointed in you. Kakashi put his head down in shame. It was all true. It wasn't that he didn't like Naruto, just that Kakashi felt that Sasuke would be a better ninja. So he decided to hone his skills instead. Hell, he even helped Sakura work on Genjutsu. The only thing that he helped Naruto was with his tree climbing exercise. He taught Sasuke the Chidori, his prize technique. Sakura couldn't believe what she heard Jiraiya accuse Kakashi of. Sure, Sasuke did get more attention, but that was because he had the Sharingan and Kakashi was the only one in the village who could train him on how to use it. Lord Jiraiya, Kakashi Sensei has been fair to all of us. He showed me Genjutsu. Granted, he helped Sasuke more, but that's because he had to train him on how to use the Sharingan better, the pink-haired Kunoichi said. Jiraiya looked at her with equal disgust. Yet, you didn't mention what he taught Naruto. I'm not surprised, seeing as you spent most of your time focusing on Sasuke, so there's no way you would know if you trained Naruto. Sakura, you watched this battle more than anyone. In a way, this battle has a lot to do with you. Tsunade looked at Jiraiya with a question look. How does this battle involve Sakura? Shikamaru decided to answer. It's because Naruto promised to return Sasuke to Sakura, who wouldn't hurt anymore. From what he told me, he looked at Ino. Sakura stated that she hated Naruto, and she called him a dead last, who should have left instead of Sasuke. He looked at Sakura. I was there when he promised that he would bring back a guy who turned on us for power, for your sake. If what Lord Jiraiya says about Naruto is correct, then you more than anyone should watch this fight. Tsunade looked at Shikamaru. You only answered my question halfway. How does this involve Sakura, and why should she watch? The shadow user turned to look at Tsunade with a lazy expression. I was going to answer, but it's too troublesome to explain. Tsunade gritted her teeth. Why, you little... Neji spoke before the Hokage could pound the Nara. It's obvious. Everyone turned to face Neji. Neji continued once he had everyone's attention. I was also there when Naruto made her that promise. The reason this battle has to do with Sakura is because Naruto wants to prove a point to her. And what point is he trying to get across? Ino asked. All his life, he was behind Sasuke. Everyone seems to love Sasuke and hate Naruto. He's been fighting all his life to be accepted, but to no avail, this village has never accepted him. Naruto cared deeply for Sakura. He would have gone to hell and back for her. If I know Naruto, he's going to show Sakura that he is stronger than Sasuke, and not the dead last she called him. Neji turned to face Sakura. In a sick way, he's still trying to prove himself to you. Everyone turned around when they heard Naruto crash in the ground. Naruto's shirt had rips in it. Blood was coming from his lip. He picked himself up. Sasuke looked at Naruto. Naruto, give up. You can't win. You can't keep up with me. There's no way you could win, Sasuke said to his blonde opponent with confidence. Naruto wiped the blood from his mouth. He smiled at what Sasuke said. You're right about one thing. I can't win. Not in my current state, at least. I wasn't expecting to do this, Sasuke. But you left me no choice. Naruto spread his legs apart until he was crouching down. His arms came together to form an X. His index finger and middle finger were the only fingers extended on both hands. Purple surrounded Naruto's body. All over his body, purple seals that looked like tattoos covered his body. All those who were looking at the fight were curious to what Naruto was doing, but only a select few knew what those seals actually meant. Tsunade's eyes were wide in shock. The same could be said for Kakashi and Guy. There's no way, but how? I thought... Guy tried to form a sentence. Kakashi couldn't even answer. He was speechless. So, this is what Jiraiya was talking about. I hope Sasuke has a plan, because the Mangekyo isn't going to be enough. The copy ninja thought to himself. Tsunade looked at Jiraiya. Those seals, Jiraiya. Those are gravity seals, right? He nodded his head to confirm the question Tsunade had asked. Ino was confused by the whole ordeal. Excuse me, but what are gravity seals? Guy spoke. It's no surprise. No one has used them in over 20 years. Gravity seals are seals that are placed on the body. A seal master paints them on the person who requests to have them. Or if the person is a seal master, he can draw the seals in the visible part of his body. Seeing as Naruto has it all over his back, a seal master did the procedure for him. To answer your question, gravity seals are like weights, but much better. Using a hand seal that's formatted to the seals, a person could increase the gravity of the seals. They affect the whole body, whereas the weights that we and I wear only target certain muscles. Imagine this, if you will. If the gravity was to elevate, it would feel heavier, making it harder to move as fast as we normally would. Doing this constantly, you would get used to the gravity until it felt normal to you. Now, going back to the gravity before adapting to the gravity of the seal, your strength and speed would increase exponentially. Kakashi got over his shock. The last person who was capable of creating a gravity seal was the fourth. Well, he was the last person in this village anyway. He turned to Jiraiya, who created the seals for Naruto? Tsunade answered. Judging by the design, it was Naya Whiteo, White Diamond. The guy's eyes went wide. Really? Kurenai was clueless. She had no idea who they were talking about. Guy, who is this Naya Whiteo? Okami no Fusa, Seal Mistress. I think that's how you say it, Guy said. Kurenai's eyes went wide. She knew the reputation of the Seal Mistress. Almost every ninja in her age group knew about the Seal Mistress. Her skills at seals were comparable to Tsunade's skills at medicine. Kurenai looked back at the fight. He didn't even have to go all out on us. He was playing with us the whole time. And this kid has come a long way. Lee looked at Guy with enthusiasm. Guy Sensei, do you think that she can place those seals on me? Sorry, Lee, but I have no idea where she is. She disappeared 20 years ago, and no one knows where she is. But don't worry, Lee. We will have to increase your weights. He gave the nice guy pose. Lee was on the verge of tears. Guy Sensei! Lee! Guy Sensei! Lee! Tsunade cut the two men, who were embracing one another in a hug. Jiraiya, did you take Naruto to see Naya? No. Naruto had the seals done while he was with Saichi Kaito. It seems Kaito and Naya are good friends. I even asked Naruto where she was, but he told me that part of their deal for giving him the gravity seals was to never reveal her location. All I can tell you is that those gravity seals are different than to what we were used to seeing. How so? Tsunade asked. Well, for one, the gravity seals we're used to seeing had to be painted on and had to have a mark where it withdrew from, much like a curse seal. The difference is that this seal doesn't have a mark of origin. Instead, the marks aren't visible. They're only visible because Naruto has deactivated them, and in a minute, they'll fade to match his complexion. When he activates them again, the purple marks will appear again, but they will fade all the same. You only see the marks when he activates and deactivates the seals. So, as Jiraiya had finished explaining how the seal worked, Naruto's seals disappeared. Jiraiya continued to watch Naruto finish the process of releasing the seals. The process is complete. Naruto, who was glowing purple, positioned himself to stand upright again. The purple glow had receded, as well as the seals. Naruto went through hand seals faster than anyone could see. Doro Numina Jutsu. Sasuke jumped in the air when he realized the hand seals Naruto was forming. Sasuke was in the air looking at Naruto. In an instant, Naruto vanished from his sight. You certainly move fast when you're in danger, Sasuke heard a voice from behind him. He was shocked at the speed Naruto moved at. Not even his Mangekyo, the ultimate dojutsu, could follow his current speed. Naruto did a roundhouse kick, sending Sasuke to the ground. Sasuke landed only to be kicked in his back. He skidded to a stop face first. Sasuke picked himself up off of the ground. Naruto charged the Uchiha. Sasuke blocked the first punch, but was unsuccessful blocking the next 7. He was lifted in the air by an uppercut, landing on his back. Sasuke got up again. This time, his eyes showed how enraged he was. He calmed down and spoke. So, you're using a seal now to increase your powers. It won't matter. I will still beat you. I am using a seal, but it doesn't give me power. The seals you saw on me were gravity seals. They were activated when we were fighting earlier. I deactivated them because I couldn't keep up with your speed with them on. Just think of them as training wings, but only better, Naruto clarified. Sasuke's eyes opened more than usual. And you tell me that? Naruto grinned. Correct. This is my true speed and power. No curse seal, no alternative power source, no blood limit, no nothing. It's all me. Sasuke couldn't believe that the dope surpassed him. His speed was nothing short of amazing, but he would never admit that to Naruto. Sasuke had one option, but he knew that would be taxing his chakra. He hated to admit to himself, but Naruto had outclassed him. Damn, how did this happen? I defeated Itachi and Orochimaru, and now Naruto stands before me, stronger than them both. I have to use it. Susanoo will give me the power and the speed to match him. Sasuke smiled, a genuine smile at Naruto. Why should I be mad? He did this fair and square. I hate to say it, dope, but you've earned it. Let's see if he'll go for this. Put it on, Naruto, Sasuke said with no malice or hate. Put what on? I had no idea what you're talking about. Naruto knew what Sasuke was talking about, but why did he ask him to do this? Naruto put on the headband. We did fight as equals back then. We shall do so again now. So please put the headband on. I know you have it, Sasuke stated. It was true. Naruto had the headband in his kunai pouch. Naruto smiled at Sasuke. I guess it's appropriate that I wear a headband illustrating that I no longer hold ideals of the leaf. I don't know why you're asking me to do this. He proceeds to wrap Sasuke's headband around his head. Because you're strong. Sasuke gave Naruto a serious look. And you once said that the headband represents we fight on equal ground. I know you were conscious when you knocked me out last time. Why didn't you kill me? Naruto asked. Killing my best friend is something I can never do. I'm not my brother. I would never kill you for power, Sasuke answered truthfully. Naruto became enraged. Best friend? What best friend you know shows a Chidori through his best friend's chest, huh? All the spectators couldn't believe what they just heard, especially Kakashi and Sakura. Kakashi couldn't believe he taught Sasuke the move to protect his friends, and Sakura couldn't believe that Sasuke would do that to Naruto. But she couldn't be mad, since what she did was no better. It may not have been physically painful, but it was all the same to Naruto. Naruto called himself, and then continued. You know, Kakashi did teach something that I am grateful to have learned. He taught me what a friend is. Even if he never was really a friend to me, he once said to us, in the ninja world, those who break the rules are scum, that's true. But those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. Sasuke, you are scum, along with Kakashi and Sakura. I thought of you all as friends, but I doubt the feeling was mutual. You have no idea what it is to be a friend, Sasuke. Really hope that things were different between us, but as they stand, there's nothing left for us but to fight. Taking a fighting stance, he smiled at Sasuke. Don't hold back. Sasuke was still smiling. I don't intend to. Sasuke's Mangekyo started to glow red, a strange aura. The color of the ocean surrounded its body. Naruto smiled as he felt the aura coming off of Sasuke. Sasuke was smiling too. He was finally able to go all out. He hadn't done so since his bout with Itachi. Jiraiya looked at Tsunade. He shoved his Chidori through Naruto's chest. I'm guessing you didn't know until now. The fox must have healed him before he came back to the village. His words echoed, so only her ears could hear. Yes, it seems so. Tsunade's eyes were glued on the two fighters on the battlefield while answering. Yumi hadn't noticed Jiraiya there. She walked up to him. Hello, Perfect Sage. How have you been? Jiraiya was cursing Naruto for rubbing off on her in his head. I'm fine. So Yumi, Tsunade told me that your mother was here. Where is she now? She's at the hotel. Perfect Stage, stay away from my mother. I know what you have in mind. She glared at the pervert, putting his hands in defense. No, it's nothing like that. It's just that we had a good time talking last time. I seen her, that's all. Jiraiya thought to himself. Plus, she gave some good ideas for my last book. I got to pick her brain for more ideas. That book was my bestseller. With a look of worry, Yumi looked at Jiraiya. Jiraiya, that guy is glowing. Do you think that Naruto will be okay? Big brother Naruto is going to be fine. You see his speed, it's on a whole new level. He's going to be fine, Yumi. But Hamaru short the worried girl. Sasuke could feel the power coursing through his veins. The power he felt was unreal. Sasuke looked at both of his hands, both the ocean color aura around it. The Uchiha looked back at Naruto, and then, in a split second, he vanished. He appeared directly behind Naruto. He aimed a kick with his right leg for the right side of Naruto's head. The kick never connected. Naruto blocked with his right arm. He then pivoted 180 degrees to plant his left fist in Sasuke's gut. This was blocked. Naruto threw right to Sasuke's face. He barely blocked it. The kick that followed wasn't blocked. He then took the hit in his face. This sent him up in the air. but he backflipped to land. Naruto vanished from everyone's sight, except Sasuke and a few others. He knew Naruto was about 10 yards to the left of him. He caught him performing seals, and then he stopped. Sasuke knew by the seals Naruto had formed, he was going to fire water bullets at him. Zutan Kiritama no Jutsu were the words that Naruto whispered to himself when water in the form of bullets shot out of his mouth. All of the projectiles were aiming for Sasuke. Sasuke jumped into the air to avoid the bullets of water that impacted the area ground where he once stood. The only Uchiha clan member went through the hand seals of his own. Katon Oseka no Jutsu. The fireballs were on their way to Naruto. Before they made contact, Mizu no Tate. After shouting out his technique, his body was encapsulated with water. The fireballs died out as soon as they hit Naruto's water. Sasuke landed back on the ground. The blue aura was still surrounding his body when Naruto dropped his shield. The Uchiha was preparing another technique. Raikou Dekiki. Naruto found himself dodging lightning coming from the sky. That was aimed at him. Damn these lightning strikes. If my gravity seals were still activated, I'd be done for. Naruto kept dodging until the technique died down. He was panting, due to the speed at which he had to dodge. You seem tired. Don't tell me that's all you have, the Uchiha stated, taunting his opponent. Nope, not at all. Naruto moved too fast for almost everyone to see. He appeared in front of Sasuke. He threw a punch, which the Mangekyo wielder blocked. Both ninjas exchanged blows that were cancelled out by the other. This continued for 2 more minutes until Naruto started to notice something. Is it just me, or is Sasuke slowing down? As realization dawned on Naruto, he realized what was happening. This technique he's using to enhance his speed and power uses up a lot of chakra. That's why every blow that I countered was aimed at areas to knock me out. He's trying to finish it. He knows that my speed and power is my own, so when his technique dies out, he won't be able to keep up. Sorry Sasuke, but I figured out how this technique operates. You won't be winning today. Naruto tilted his head to the left to avoid a punch. He then countered with his left to the gut, a right to the face, and a roundhouse with his right that sent Sasuke to the ground. Sasuke wiped off the blood that was coming from his mouth. He then stood up again. Naruto was watching Sasuke closely. He wondered if Sasuke realized that this battle was over. He knew Sasuke would never admit it, but deep down he believed that he had to know. Sasuke, this fight is over. You can't beat me, Naruto said this without showing any emotions. That technique can only be used when you activate the Mangekyo, correct? He asked the question more so to himself than Sasuke. Naruto continued to give his analysis. I see that it eats away at your chakra, which means that the technique was designed to be used to end a fight quickly. The technique was ineffective against me because of my speed and power, not just the power boost that you got from the technique. But unlike your technique, which seems to be fizzling out as we speak, my natural attributes won't fade. The blue aura covering Sasuke began to fade until it was completely gone. The Mangekyo Sharingan disappeared, revealing his onyx eyes. Sasuke knew that if he didn't think of something fast, then this fight was over. What should I do? If I use the Madarasu, then I will drain a significant portion of my chakra. If I use the Curse Seal in conjunction with Mangekyo, then no. He's still not using that power that he used in our last fight. If I use that now and exhaust myself, then he could call forth that red chakra and win this fight. A thought came to him. I got it. I'll use. His train of thought was cut off by a kick to the face. Naruto continued the assault on his former teammate. Sasuke was defensiveless to stop him. Naruto was moving so fast that he couldn't manage time to block. Naruto was picking Uchiha apart. The people in the crowd couldn't believe what they were seeing. Sasuke, who was in line to be the next Hokage, was getting beat senseless. Hell yeah! Go Naruto, kick that pompous Uchiha's ass! He shouted, pumping his fist. Rubbing his ears, Shikamaru tried to recover from Kiba's loud cheers. Kiba, could you be any louder? Naruto is winning. It's pointless yelling. Come on, Shikamaru. You can't tell me you're not enjoying this. Kiba said this while having his hand around the shadow user. Shikamaru broke free of the embrace. He then shrugged. I'm only here because Ino felt 2 immense chakras. I was actually watching the sunset, but the sun is setting, and it looks like I won't be doing what I intended to do. Why didn't you just tell her you didn't feel like coming, that she asked. It would have been so goddamn troublesome to argue with, She would have kept nagging until I said yes, so to avoid her arguing, I decided to come. She's more troublesome than my mom. Had overheard what Shikamaru had said. She was not happy, to say the least. She balled her fist and planted it into Shikamaru's head. He was now face first into the dirt. Shikamaru, how dare you call me a nag? If you weren't such a lazy person, no one would have to force you to do things. Another thing, how dare you? Shikamaru rolled on his back to look at the sun setting. Note to self, keep your mouth shut. It's less troublesome in the long run. Naruto was attacking Sasuke with a barrage of kicks and punches. Naruto flipped over Sasuke. When he landed, he quickly did a backflip kick. Sasuke went in 2 feet off the ground before landing on his back. Naruto resumed his fighting stance. Sasuke got back up off the ground. His eyes were fixed on Naruto's. Keep him focused on my eyes. That's it, Naruto. And now, Sasuke activated his Sharingan, so after it went into its Mangekyo form. Naruto had no time to react. He found himself in one of Sasuke's ultimate techniques. Naruto looked around. The sky was red. Every object he could see was black. He looked at his hands to see it was black as well. Where the hell am I? You're in the world of Tsukuyomi. This is the ultimate genjutsu. There is no escape. I control everything here. Sasuke's voice echoed through the world of Tsukuyomi. Naruto was looking around. Suddenly, he saw Iruka in front of him, dead. Naruto let a tear fall from his eye. Then, he heard a familiar voice scream. He ran in the direction of the voice. He saw Yumi tied to a pole. When he tried to run to free her, he was frozen in place. He found himself tied to a cross. All he could do was watch as Sasuke appeared in front of him. I control everything in here, Naruto. Sasuke then turned to Yumi, and I control her life as well. Sasuke walked up to Yumi and placed the sword that he held at her throat. Please don't, Naruto pleaded. Sasuke gave an evil grin before he slit her throat. Sasuke appeared in front of Naruto. He pointed the spot where he just slit Yumi's throat. Her dead form faded, and she then reappeared again. You will watch me kill her over and over for the next 72 hours also. 100 of Sasuke's appeared in front of Naruto. I will be impaling you with shurikens. All the Sasuke's threw the shurikens all hit Naruto, who screamed as they made contact. It's only an illusion, but this pain is real. Damn, how can I break this jutsu? Naruto, who's bleeding all over, smirked at Sasuke. Fox, free me from this damn illusion. Naruto hated asking the fox for favors, but the fox wasn't that bad. Well, he started getting better when Naruto became strong. He stopped calling him a weak container. So, finally you want my help. You haven't asked for my help in 6 years. Ironically, it was to fight this idiot. Just break this jutsu. If I had experienced this technique before, I would have tried to develop a counter for it. Besides, I know you want me to see me kick his ass, Naruto said to the fox. This is a pretty good technique for a human. It is very hard, near impossible for humans to counter. I will break this technique because I refuse for people to see my container as weak, the fox stated. Aw, sounds like you're kinda worried about me. I didn't know that the king of all the tailed beasts could care for a lowly human, Naruto said sarcastically. Kyuubi growled. Damn you, Fourth. I wish I was free from this prison. If I were free, I doubt you would talk to me in such a manner. If I was free, I would feast on your corpse. I would... God damn it, just break the technique. I'm tired of hearing you would eat me if you were free. Say something new, you damn fox. You got guts, kid. I'll give you that. Okay, let me break this pathetic technique of this bastard. Sasuke wondering why Naruto was smirking at him. Didn't he know that there's no escaping from this technique? Sasuke was about to say something when Yumi disappeared. All of his copies of himself disappeared as well. Sasuke looked at Naruto. What's going on? Smirking. I'm breaking this jutsu, that's what's going on. Sasuke tried to control his world to no avail. Sasuke started to feel hot. The world around him started to burn. Flames were everywhere. He couldn't move. He was trapped in the fire. He felt the flames burn his skin. Naruto vanished from his post, and all Sasuke remembered was screaming. Naruto dropped down to one knee, gasping for air. Sasuke clutched his head, and then dropped his knees to the floor, panting. He looked at Naruto with shock in his eyes. "What the hell are you?" Still panting, he smiled. "The one who's going to kick your ass. I must admit, that was the best genjutsu ever, but I have my aces up my sleeve as well." Both warriors, who were about 10 yards away from one another, stood on their feet. Naruto was feeling the mental effects of Tsukuyomi, and Sasuke was feeling pain all over. Sasuke activated his Mangekyo Sharingan again, and it faded as soon as his technique was broken. Kurna, who specialized in genjutsu, knew that it was impossible to counter this technique. Tsukuyomi was the ultimate genjutsu. How in the hell did he counter that technique? By all accounts, he should not be fighting, he should be in a coma. I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see it, was all Kakashi could say. Asuma's cigarettes was already on the ground. He was watching the fight without saying a word to anyone, but he was speechless. Now, speechless was an understatement. Anko couldn't grasp how he did it. Neji was curious as well, but he didn't expect anything less from Naruto. If one thing is for sure, it's that Naruto is full of surprises. Nabi was watching in utter shock. She couldn't believe that someone was not only standing toe-to-toe with Sasuke, but that said person was winning. Talk about shock to the system. She looked at Konohamaru and frowned. He was going to prove her wrong for once. She hated being proven wrong. The Uchiha did the hand seals necessary. His right hand was now clutching his left wrist. Electricity was visible in his left hand that was palmed side down. A ring of chakra was on the ground. He stood in the middle. Naruto wasted no time forming his Rasengan. This Rasengan was different from his usual Rasengan. The inside became more of a royal blue, while the outside was the color of his chakra. This time, he put as much power as possible. One thing that both ninjas knew certain was that this attack would decide the battle. Guy looked at Kakashi. It seems that he's going to use Raikiri. Looks like he's going to go all out. Who do you think will win? I don't know, but both techniques are powerful. We'll see in a few minutes, I'm sure. Naruto and Sasuke held their gazes on one another. Naruto, it seems we're back to where we finished our last battle. Let's see if your Sengon can stand up to my Raikiri, the Uchiha stated. This ends now, Sasuke. It's time we settle the score, he said in a serious manner. Both warriors took off. They were running toward it, and into the battle. Sasuke and Naruto were closing the distance that separated them. When they finally got within reaching distance, they readied their techniques to make contact. Naruto and Sasuke looked in each other's eyes. Odama Rasengan! Raikiri! Both techniques collided. Everything went white. The whitelessness enveloped the landscape, taking the vision of all who were looking at this fight. When light died down, there was a crater where both fighters had collided. Instincts took over. Sakura and Yumi both ran to the crater. Everyone followed suit. Yumi and Sakura arrived at the crater at the same time. Their eyes widened at the sight before them. Everyone reached the crater as well. The same expression came across their face when they looked inside of the crater. Inside the crater, Naruto stood over the unconscious Sasuke. His eyes were focused on the Sharingan wielder. Naruto then untied the headband around his head. He placed the headband on Sasuke's chest, then picked him up, bridal style. He walked towards the crowd. When he got near Sakura and Kakashi, he laid Sasuke down. Don't worry, Kakashi, I didn't kill your prize student. I just knocked him out. He should wake up in an hour or so, he said, void of emotions. He cringed when he didn't add the sensei. With the exception of Jiraiya, they looked at him in shock, but he ignored it. He walked past everyone and went straight to Yumi, who was next to Konohamaru. I think we should get some rest. Let's head back to the hotel. Yumi looked at him. He had cuts and scrapes all over his body. Sakura walked up to Naruto and smiled. Naruto, you're injured. Let me heal you. Sakura went to place her hands above his arm to heal the cut, but he slapped it away. He turned away and walked off. Sakura looked as his back moved away from her. Naruto, please let me heal you. He stopped and turned around. He looked at Ino. If memory serves me right, Ino, didn't Haruno tell me never to speak to her again? He finally turned his gaze to Sakura. The only reason you want to help me now is because you feel guilty. I don't need your help. As far as I'm concerned, you're dead to me. Sakura felt as if a knife went into her heart. His words stung her. Tears were swelling up in her eyes. Naruto gave a smirk. Did my words hurt you? I'm glad now you understand how I felt. Sakura, you're pathetic. Tears slid down her cheek. Naruto, we were friends. Why would you say such a hurtful thing? He spoke once more. Sakura, let's get one thing straight. You and I were never friends. I only had a few people that I could call friends in this village. You treated me badly whenever I tried to be friends with you. Whenever Sasuke and I argued, you would take his side. I did everything I could to prove that I was worthy of your friendship. I even protected you in this village from Gaara. Still, everyone hated me. If it wasn't for me, he pointed at Tsunade, she wouldn't be Hokage of this village. Hell, if it wasn't for me, he pointed at Kakashi, Zabuza would have killed him. You paused for a second. Sakura, don't ever speak to me again. Maybe you should have let Gaara kill you, since you're so pathetic. Kakashi came to her defense. Naruto, that's enough. You've gone too far. Naruto glared at the man with the mask. It's just like Hatake to protect his two precious students. I don't see how this involves you. Stay out of this scum. Kakashi gritted his teeth under his mask. Naruto smiled, knowing he got a rise at him. What, did I say something that pissed off the great Hatake? It must have been when I called you scum. Don't get mad. I call it like I see it. How do you figure that I'm scum, Naruto? He asked in a normal, calm facade. You consider people who abandon their friends and comrades as scum. Right, I guess it goes without saying, he calmly replied. Naruto spoke once more. You abandoned me to train Sasuke during the Chunin exams, when I asked for your help. You taught him and Sakura, but whenever I asked for your help, you said that my chakra control was horrible. Not once did you recommend something that would help me gain better chakra control. How does it feel to have your best student beaten by the one you consider to be your worst? He looked at the Anbu members and the Chunin and Jonin fangirls. This is the guy you worship? Is this your sixth Hokage? He couldn't even beat me and you expect him to protect the village? The Anbu members and the fangirl Kunoichis were fuming. He then turned his gaze to Tsunade. Your successor sucks. So, do you believe I'm worthy of the 90 million Ryu since I beat the soon-to-be 6th? Naruto looked at all the female Kunoichis swooning over Sasuke. He knew no matter what he did, Sasuke would always have their respect. He proved that he had the strength to be Hokage, but he would never have the title. He knew that this village would never accept him, no matter what. Sometimes he wondered why he didn't start his own village. He stored that thought. He might do that. Hey Hatake, when he wakes up, ask him how does he feel to lose to the dead last. Also, how does it feel to know that he can't beat me? Naruto was taunting Kakashi. Naruto, stop acting like an ass and stop being mean, Yumi said, slightly mad at him. For the first time, Naruto looked at Yumi with hate in his eyes. You only know them for a minute and you take up for them? They treat me like crap and it's okay, but I speak how I feel and I'm an ass? No, Yumi. You're an ass for taking up for all these people who would probably want you dead for being associated with me. Naruto turned around and stormed off, leaving Yumi shocked. Where are you going, Naruto? The concerned girlfriend asked. What does it matter? The words escaped his mouth in a sad tone. She turned to Jiraiya. Why is he acting like this? I never once saw him belittle someone. He always encouraged others to do their best. The Toad Hermit decided to answer. Many people in this village hate Naruto. I'm sure you know why, but he won't talk about that here. This village has done nothing to help him or make him believe in himself. True, he could have decided not to taunt everyone here, but to understand why he acts this way to most of the people here, you will have to ask Naruto, Yumi. It's simple. When a person gives all they have to others and gets nothing in return, it's only natural. They become cold and bitter to those they have given their all to. Everyone turned around to hear the unknown stranger speak. With his mini afro, black jacket, black pants, and black sandals, Shino had gained the attention of everyone. Tsunade looked at Sasuke. Kakashi, take Sasuke home, and everyone else go about your business. Everyone started to walk off. Konohamaru walked up to Yumi. Let me walk you back to the hotel Yumi Nichan. Don't worry, Naruto Nisan is going to be okay. Yumi looked up and smiled. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. Yumi and Konohamaru walked in the direction of the hotel. Shikamaru was still lying on the ground. The moon looks nice from here. Maybe I should get home. He thought it over for a second. On second thought, I think I'll wait here for a second. I already dealt with one troublesome woman today. I don't need to hear my mom bitch about me being lazy. I don't know about how my dad does it. Being whipped is so troublesome. The lazy Jonin continued to look at the moon and the stars in the sky.